Good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, good. I get to see comments. Rick, Chris. Oh, and there's my voice. Turn that down. What's new? What's going on? I have made, I know you guys get sick of hearing it, but finally, even a better cup of coffee than I've ever made before. I should be able to go into a coffee shop, take my roaster, set up in the back, and make somebody millions of dollars buying my coffee, and they can just make it. They got to buy it from somewhere. They should buy it from me. I mean, this is really good. So, what's up, Lisa? Quit talking coffee because Lisa don't like coffee. So, what do you use to wake up in the morning, Lisa? We're going to talk Trump today, by the way. Sounds like a good subject. Oh, I forgot my Trump hat. So I was going to wear tonight. Man, I was so excited from watching that. Wow, he said a lot of amazing things. I'm about to go to him. You guys want to talk about any of them? We're on a I could drink this coffee at night, drink coffee at night, and go to sleep. But I'm about a 10-12 second delay. So go ahead and put it up here and I'll keep checking it. Something I'm missing when I'm talking about some of the things Trump's talking about. If you want to bring it up for sure. Man, he said a lot of interesting things. So let's pray real quick so we can get started on it. Lord, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you for what you're doing in the lives of people that watch here, that are all around this country, that are global around the world, God. The people I hear from daily that are even global, something is going on different. Everybody knows it. We're all telling the same story. God, I thank you that you are coming through and things are happening. Lord, continue to increase our faith. Amen. All right. Hello, Kimberly Gibson. How's it going? I went to school with Kim. So let's start on some things that our president said. Saw a lot of good things here. Let me see. I just wrote notes on crazy pages of crazy notes all over the place, and I had to try to put them in as he was going. First, something come to me today, and I just kept thinking about it. I do love that he called out the Supreme Court. Yeah, that I do too. I saw that, Lisa. So one thing that it's just these things. I mean, just like you're walking during the day, and then the reality of what is on America and what's come to us is just like, I can't believe this. This is one of the worst attacks the United States has ever had. What they did to this election system. Then we look back at Pearl Harbor and think, you're getting carried away. I don't think I am. If we think about the devastation, if this were to play out, we recovered from World War II. A lot of lives were lost, but what this could do, and this has the potential to do to end this, devastating. This is an all-out World War III attack on the country. That right now we've got an illegitimate man who, man, he's full-fledged. There's no way he's making it too much longer. He can't give a speech. He can't think where he's at. He's losing. I mean, he is decreasing daily. We're seeing, even from what we saw in November and December to now, how Joe is just falling downhill quick. His mind is deteriorating very, very quickly. So it's kind of amazing. I think we have put him in place over this attack, over the attack that's coming to our country and what is going on. And we are in a bad, obviously, bad place under this, and yet some of the world, and we see them, we pass them every day. They just kind of life goes on like normal. The one thing at CPAC that I saw, and I didn't see anybody talk except for Jordan, who talked before Trump, and then I saw President Trump speak, of course. And the reason I can't watch these guys, and you guys tell me, correct me if you saw other ones on and their speeches, but like Jim Jordan, it was just business as usual, and he acted like he never brought up. I don't know if they're afraid to bring it up. I don't know what's going on. They would not bring up anything about, like usual, corruption or the what do you call it, the cheating, that they stole the election. And they just act like we'll win it next time. And I hate hearing that. I can't stand like, well, Trump's going to get it back in 2024. Until the corruption and the voting is taken care of, no, he will not. It wouldn't matter the votes that we could get, that he could get. He will not win. They will cheat again. Why wouldn't they? They got away with it. So what made me the most happy about everything Trump said is he made it a fact. Hey, I beat him. I beat him twice, and I may even beat him a third time. But then he brought up how the election, and they were going to work on that, and there needed to be some things worked on. So I was happy about that. So he did bring up some things we needed to hear about voting, because many of us are worried about that. Like, you senators can just keep saying, oh, well, Trump will get it. We're going to stand with him for 2024. He'll be president in 2024. No, not if we do not correct the issues in the vote. That will not happen. But Trump did say in a couple times, he did mention at least twice about the investigation ongoing. It is my thought, just internally, things I think of, Arizona will come out with some truth in what happened. I think Arizona is going to be the first, and I think other ones may fall behind them. I don't know why, but the Supreme Court failed to do their job, completely failed to do their job. And they're corrupted 100%. How could you not even listen? They have the evidence in front of them and not even want to hear it. We've talked about this so many times. We don't need to talk about it again. We all know it just makes us all mad, right? Yeah, they don't have to give a reason, Supreme Court, for. They just say, nope, we're not going to hear it. Case closed. Case isn't closed. Anyways, the other thing our president talked about, the legitimate president who was voted in, President Trump talked about, I was really happy about. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a minute here, Chris. The other thing is, I got sidetracked, sorry. Oh, the Republican Party. Okay, I was one and I was nobody's speaking. Our leader in what, 2 minutes, 5 sentences, maybe less, fixed the Republican Party. Because who was ready to abandon it and say, give it to the wolves, give it to the thieves? I was willing to say, let them have it. I can't take no more. I hate them. I cannot stand the Republican Party and what it stands for now. And it's become this over time. And then it occurred to me really quickly when Trump said, no, I'm not making a new party. It's fake news. We're going to stick with this one. And I thought, why not? Why not we kick them out? Why not we vote them out? Did you hear the response when McConnell came up? That was interesting, wasn't it? Lots of boos. I was one of them from my home here. Boo. But these guys, I think we need to speak up, though. Even at work, I mean, the Democrats aren't even worth talking or arguing about. If you're arguing with somebody about the Democrats, you're wasting your breath, because it's like, man, it's like you're in kindergarten and I'm up here. I don't even want to discuss this with you because it's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't even associate with people that can agree with some of the things that they agree with anymore. I mean, immediately, if they say one thing on my face, I just block them. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. It's worthless. So, but when it comes to the Republican Party now, we have to realize we're not the crazy ones. They are. They're the ones ripping the country off. McConnell and Graham and the rest of them, No, they're not right. It's wrong, and they should be voted out. And we should get patriots in there, and not people who are stealing from the government and the people. Could care less if we have jobs as long as they're making millions and millions and millions in their pocket. So that we need to stand up in our circles at work or wherever you are and start speaking up. One thing I noticed, and some of you might get a little upset about this, but hear me out. Hear me out on Ted Cruz. I'm for Ted Cruz. Don't get me wrong. Okay, Ted. But you're in a glass house. You're in a leadership position. And I believe him. I think when he got on that plane, he was probably having second thoughts and thinking, this is a bad idea. And there's other things. But I think if Ted's right there on the fence and we don't see anybody better, hey, let's get behind him. But he needs to know that we're unhappy. They all need to know when we're unhappy with them. They need to know that we see it, that we hear it. We see what you're doing and we don't like it, and we will vote you out. There has to be consequences instead of just jumping behind them like, who cares he went on vacation? I care. I care that they've been doing this to us way too long. We should all care. It's got to a position that it's out of hand, it's unreal, and we can't just let them step on us anytime they want. They picked that position. They wanted to be servants. Now let them be servants. So it's time that we held them to a higher calling for what they took on. And think, well, you know, they're not getting paid much. Are you kidding me? The handouts. I'm sick of that too. Very sick of that. So, anyways, let me start reading some of these before I get on anymore. Remember, also, I wrote this down. You are smarter and tougher than they are. So speak up. Continue to speak up on everything we're talking about here. I want to go back to seeing this. I'm going to get to Chris. Until I see all the troops leave the Capitol and these politicians start acting normal, I believe we will see things by the end of the month. The troops are scheduled to leave by the end of March. I heard they were staying. I didn't hear that they were leaving. I heard they were staying, the troops. I think we're going to see some, honestly, just from things that I believe that I get inside. I think we're going to see a headliner in the news real quick, something devastating. Just something that's going to shock everybody. I think some of those things are coming up. So I don't know what that is. The reason that Lisa, very good. I know why the Republicans don't get on board with Trump, because they're taking handouts, and he put an end to a lot of that. You know, as a job, a very small job I went to for about 2 weeks between the one I left at Halliburton going to scientific, from one liberals to another liberals. I went with these other liberals and only for 2 weeks. And it was just they were into shipping. They ship stuff. I really like the people, very good people. But Trump was hurting them because of the trade deals that he had cut out, where we were getting ripped off and everything else. That was hurting the big companies, Dow and a lot of them, for having to ship stuff over there. Even though America was getting ripped off, they're making tons of money. Senators make money for making those deals. You don't make a terrible deal unless you're getting something out of it. Why would you, if you have a $100,000 house and you want to sell it for somebody, let's say you're the realtor, you're the middleman, and you tell the other, you're the realtor, and you get a percentage of that sale. Why would you say, hey, you don't have to buy that for 100,000? I know that they'll take 10,000. Offer them 10,000. I'll go make them do it. I'll make the deal happen. You trust me. Somewhere there's money under the table. Somewhere you are getting money under the table. This is why the Republicans, that some of them, that if they hate Trump, you better have your eyes open, be paying attention. If they speak against him, it's because he hurt them. He hurt them in their pocket. Why doesn't, something else I thought of, why do senators and some of these House people, especially the senators, why do they never want to retire? Why will they stay in office till they die? You don't hear about them having retirement parties. They don't want to retire. Who looks forward to retirement? Everybody here looks forward to retirement. You want to be able to relax one day. Well, they don't work as it is, and all they're doing is under the table money. We have given positions out, not holding them accountable. Man, I just want to do one thing. I want one senator. I would love this to go anywhere. One senator, one House, somebody anybody run on the ticket to say, I'm going to put up a website, very cheap, $250 a year. I'm going to make a website and it's going to be everything we vote on. I'm going to put it out there to the people. And there is a way to do it so that you can do it with only your voters. And I'm going to give you the chance to vote on what you think. And I want to see what the majority says. And then I'm going to show you how I voted. First of all, you would see that half of them don't even show up to vote most of the time. They don't vote on most of the on anything going on anyways. They're lazy. Or they want to stay out of it and stay neutral. I want the big mouths to come out, the guys that are standing up, not the big mouths on the left that are trying to destroy the country, but the ones that are for us. This whole thing is supposed to be talking about Trump, and here I get fired up on this stuff. Yeah, deep state corruption is as bad as we've ever seen. 100%. It is horrible. If it ever came out to light, and I believe President Trump knows more than most, obviously, and he hadn't even told it. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe for so there's reasons, because sometimes you wonder, why didn't somebody just come out and say, here's what everybody's doing? I mean, I think we'd be shocked. Something's about to happen that's going to shock us all. I do believe that. I do believe we're going to see something very shocking coming up quickly. I don't know what. I mean, I don't know what that means. I just think there's going to be a big headliner, and it's coming quick. I do look back, and there's one thing even the Bible talks about. It said, be thankful even when you're being persecuted and things are coming against you. You should be thankful to God for in that. You know, that's what makes us. We've heard this before. We've heard it from people with sense that have talked. But there's got to be some part of us that says, thank God they cheated. Not that they cheated, but that we didn't just catch it, put President Trump in immediately. Oh, it's all over. I want this corruption to come out full force, and I think this is going to bring it out. I think this is like the old towel, wet towel. We're going to keep wringing that towel. It's going to keep coming out slowly. We're going to see more and more. Even Democrats have to see it now. I mean, even they are forced to see it. I cannot remember the fool, and that's what he is, who Missy will know. I just said, who is this guy? Wasn't he a senator? She said, yeah, he was a governor. He's in Florida. Now he's a senator. He came out so brave, so idiotic, should have wrote the word corruption with a Sharpie across his head and said, absolutely zero corruption. Biden won it fair and square, no corruption. Who voted this fool in? How would you like to be me? I voted him. Who would raise their hand and say they voted this idiot in? Unreal. So Missy will know his name. I asked her today because I was just dumbfounded at the idiot. And I know the Bible probably said words that we're not supposed to call people, but golly, idiot. So Scott, that's it. Yeah. He was a big Trump supporter, and now he's totally a lot of traitors. Can you imagine if this went on in 1776? It wouldn't have. So, I mean, it did, but what were the results? They couldn't have a traitor among them in the First Continental Congress. Had they had one, we would not be a country today. Britain would have wiped them out. One person would have told when they began to meet and tell the things they were telling about freedom and liberty and what was coming. One traitor among them, they would have wiped them out. I am just wanting one or two, a few, just give me half a dozen good ones. Half a dozen that stand up and scream it from the rooftop. And they're there. They are there. So, yeah. Anyways, let me see what else I got on here. I got wrote down for you. Oh, I will say, if you're going to give, and I encourage giving. I've given to politicians. Don't think about hundreds of dollars. Think about your tens of dollars. It's a way to get involved. But don't give the scams. Only go to donaldjtrump.com. I noticed he said that. Donald J. Trump only will go to what he's going to be doing. So one more thing, Mitch McConnell, let me say one more time. We already all know you're a traitor. And I pray Kentucky votes you out. And they do not go for that garbage again. They can do their best to vote you out. You're going to cheat. One more thing I noticed, The Who. The Who. That's a band. I read that. The Who. WHO. World Health Organization. Who's that other multi-billionaire that's involved in that? You guys know who I'm talking about. I'll see it come up here in a minute. There's a couple. I think, Chris, I like the guy from Florida. I think there's a couple. I think there are some that they're keeping silence, but put them out there because we know the bad ones. Rice, Cheney, Gonzalez. I wrote some down. There's a Butler, Belito. Yeah, there's several bad ones. Bill Gates. So Trump come in, he said, how much are we paying? You guys heard that. I love that part. How much are we paying for our part? 500 million for the World Health Organization. 500 million. China paid 39 million. Trump's dealing. What does he do? Hey, we don't want to pay 500 million. That's ridiculous because the elites are becoming even more elite. So what's he do? He makes a deal and he says, we only want to pay 39 million. I love this. It gets better. And they said, okay, stay in it. All right. You can only pay what China pays. You can contribute 39 million. Trump said, how do you guys like that deal? We're going to pay the same as China. You guys have been paying 500 million, George Bush and the rest of you. We're only going to pay 39 million now. But I got a sweeter deal. Yeah, I almost said it. What he said. Get lost. We're not paying nothing. We don't even want involved. What a deal. Saved $39 million after he made the deal. So Biden has to make a decision. What do I want to do? What does Biden do? I don't want to pay 39 million either, but we want back in. So we're just going to go back to 500 million. Where do you think that money's going? Where do you think the money is? Why wouldn't you say, hey, Trump had made a deal for 39 million. We're going to get back in, but we're only going to pay 39 million. We're going to pay 500 million now. We are paying it. The elites become more elite. And who does it hurt? The people. They could care less if they destroy us. It is their goal, as long as they're on top. But it will not happen. They are coming to an end. I don't care what anybody says. This I know. I don't know what we'll go through to get there. That's why I believe we need to have faith so that we will not be in terror like I think the world is going to be. And I keep saying that. We can stand back and think, it's all right. God's got this. We can be in a bubble. Guys, send your prayer requests. Continue. Man, some people don't have, you guys need jobs and all kinds of things. Let me read these comments right before I go. 100%. The money does circle back to the politicians. We know them. Yes, he called them out, called them how stupid and corrupt they are, and the Paris climate. We don't have time to talk about that. We got to go. I'm way late. The Dems are taking down Cuomo. Oh, they're going to go after their own kind. They're going to start imploding. We're going to see that. That's the real Mr. Potato Head needs to be canceled. All right, guys. If you get anything, send me some stuff that you see going on you want to talk about. We'll do it. Other than that, I can always talk about God, the Bible, what's going on. Also, tell me that. God's talking to you guys 100%. There's anything I know. There's things going on inside you. You're not even calling it God. You don't know what it is. If it's good, it's God. Send it. I want to hear it. If you don't want me to tell your name, I won't. I'll just say a member of the group, but it's good stuff. Share because it's on your heart, and I would like to read it. And if you want to come on and tell it, come on. All right, guys. Love you. See you tomorrow night.